on ELN Morning.
Shooting in Elon. We have the latest on the investigation straight ahead.
Coronavirus worry. We took a closer look at the virus and its impact.
This is our Christmas.
And why all that jazz is working their busiest week of the year.
Today, February 6, 2020.
This is ELN Morning.
Good morning, and thanks for tuning in to the first ELN Morning of the semester. I'm Amanda Gibson.
And I'm Baylor Rodman. This morning, police are still searching for Barry Campbell, who is a suspect in a shooting which killed Nicholas Johnson and injured Maureen Schiaffatelli. The incident occurred on Pinedale Drive, a mile south of Mill Point. Town of Elon police say Schiaffatelli is currently in stable condition at Moses Cone Hospital in Greensboro. Vice President for Student Life John Dooley said there were no students involved in the incident. Anyone with information regarding this incident is asked to call Town of Elon Police at 336-584-1301.
In the United States, there are 12 confirmed cases of the coronavirus, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Our Grace Morris found out whether Elon students should be concerned about this new virus.
With over 15 million tweets about the coronavirus, the illness has become a topic of worldwide conversation. But university physician Jeanette Archinal says that the term coronavirus actually refers to a large family of viruses that cause everything from the common cold to more serious illnesses like MERS or SARS. These viruses all share one major similarity.
I mean, the name just refers to what the cells look like under a microscope. They look like little crowns, little spiky things.
But the coronavirus that broke out in Wuhan, China, is a new type of coronavirus, or novel coronavirus, causing symptoms like fever, cough, and shortness of breath. But for students like senior Trevor Murrah, who recently returned from a trip to China, he has no concerns about getting the virus.
At the time, it didn't seem as though the virus was spreading at as quick of a rate to be of much concern, I guess, as a tourist. But I definitely think that I couldn't imagine what it'd be like to be in China just a few days after we had left, as they started closing off cities for quarantine.
According to the CDC, one of the best ways to prevent the coronavirus is just to wash your hands with soap, warm water, for as long as it takes to sing happy birthday twice.
But according to Archinal, the fear around the coronavirus has one source.
Well, it's always scary when something new develops. It is always scary when people die from a new virus. And, you know, we have no vaccine for it. We have no actual cure for the virus. So a lot of it is fear of the unknown.
Grace Morris, ELN Morning.
Archinal says students should be more concerned about the flu than the coronavirus. According to the CDC, there have been around 10,000 deaths in the U.S. from the flu, while there have been no deaths reported from the coronavirus in the country.
In less than a month, North Carolina voters will head to the polls to vote in the state's primary elections. One of those elections is for the Alamance County Commissioner. I spoke with local voters following a candidate forum about the local issues important to them. 10 candidates running for the Alamance County Commissioner seats in November came to speak to over 100 people from around the community in McKinnon Hall Wednesday night. The event, hosted by Elon University and the Times News, was moderated by Assistant Professor in Political Science, Carrie Eves. Candidates talked about the importance of the public school system, as well as maintaining the county's booming population. John Paul, a current student at Alamance County College, said it was important for him to come out as he spent his whole life in this county.
Community matters, honestly. You know, what happens around us matters a lot, and it affects you and me in a very big level, honestly. So I felt like it was my duty to come out today. I'm going to vote in November, so I have to meet the candidates. You know, I have to see what their platform is, you know, what they want to grow here in Alamance County.
As far as a candidate who stood out,
Barb Bird made a really good point about racial equity, and I feel like that's something that's really not talked about. And it's something that really goes unheard. We all see it, we all recognize it, but we really don't talk about it.
Barbara Annette Dane also attended the event and says that she's looking for someone who helps get drugs off the streets, even if that means crossing party lines.
You know, it's not about being partisan. It's about doing what's right for the community, making the community safe, making the community fair.
And most importantly,
following the March 3rd primary, only 6 candidates will move on to the general election in November, where just 3 will be chosen. For a full list of candidates and attendance and what they had to say, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
President Trump is planning to make a statement today at noon after the Senate acquitted him on both articles of impeachment. The vote was largely on party lines, but Republican Senator Mitt Romney voted to convict the president on the abuse of power impeachment charge. Assistant Professor of Political Science Carrie Eves says voters will carefully analyze the vote of senators up for re-election in swing states.
Where it might have an impact is for those senators who are in really close races. That vote could be something that they're going to have to explain to their constituents, and that their challenger is certainly going to bring up. So we likely expect it to have a bigger impact on those really close Senate races, more so than the presidential race, I might say.
And while senators were in Washington 1,000 miles away, Iowa Democratic Party officials are in the process of finalizing vote totals from the Iowa caucus on Monday. The party blamed a new app that was supposed to cut down on reporting times, but instead has led to delayed results for days. Eve says the mishap may hurt the presidential candidates as they continue on their campaign.
It means that candidates don't get that expected Iowa bounce. The winners should be able to capitalize on that. It should help their fundraising, their polling, going into New Hampshire, and nobody really gets to claim victory in that way. So it limits the impact that Iowa typically would have had.
One Elon student was able to experience the Iowa caucuses firsthand. Elon's sophomore Kara Shalafu was invited to be a precinct captain for the Joe Biden campaign the night of the caucuses, after she spent her winter term volunteering for it. She says her job was to convince voters at her precinct in West Des Moines to caucus for Biden.
Being there, I saw the value behind it, because you really do speak with people and persuade people, and people are thoughtful with their vote. They're not just going and casting a ballot based on party.
Shalafu says looking back, she thinks she might have worked the last ever Iowa caucuses.
It's the most wonderful time of the year for all that jazz. Find out why after the break.
I'll have your Phoenix 5-day forecast.
The deadline to register to vote in the North Carolina primary is tomorrow, and here to discuss how you can make sure you're eligible to participate is co-coordinator of Elon Votes, Andrea Sheets. Andrea, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Baylor and Amanda.
So tell us, how can you register to vote?
So the process is super easy. If you head to our website, elon.edu/vote, we've partnered with a software company called TurboVote. So you plug in your name, your home address, if you'd like to register at home, or your residence hall here on campus if you'd like to register in North Carolina. And it walks you through. It will mail the forms to your campus box, but also send you the PDF to print them out. We have stamps and envelopes available in the Kernodle Center, so we really make it as easy as possible for students.
And so what about for a student who is obviously on campus but wants to vote in their primary back at home?
Then they do have to check their deadlines. Some have already passed. They vary by state. All that information is on our website under our resources tab. But then they can just simply mail in their ballot request form, fill it back out, and we have everything that they need. If they have any questions, we recommend them emailing us, coming to our office, just to be sure. A lot of the forms get finicky, and we would rather be safe than sorry.
And Andrea, if you missed the deadline now for the primaries, are you still eligible to vote in November?
Yes, you are, especially those deadlines aren't typically until September or October, and so registration will then kind of reopen, and students are eligible in their home general election. And also, if students really do want to vote in a primary for a candidate, then they do still have time to register in North Carolina. The form has to have to be postmarked by tomorrow, and then they can switch back their registration if they want to vote in their home general.
Alrighty, Andrea Sheets, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
And Baylor, it is gross outside. I'm really dreading that walk to class.
Yes, the commute today is not going to be good. But our Ashley Moran is right here in studio. Good morning, Ashley.
Well, Baylor and Amanda, good morning. The weather for this week really shows that the groundhog was right about that early spring. Today we'll have a high of 68 and a low of 51, but expect those temperatures to drop into the lower 60s as the night goes on. We're in store for thunderstorms throughout the day, so don't forget that rain gear when you're leaving the house this morning. Moving into our Phoenix 5-day forecast, our highs will mainly hang out in the 50s and 60s, dropping into the 40s on Saturday. We'll still see some lows in the 30s, so don't put away those winter coats just yet. Sunday looks like our best day of the week with sunny skies, but the humidity is going to increase as we move into the next week. Stay tuned for more rainy days because there's more stormy weather on its way. Live with your Phoenix 5-day forecast, I'm Ashley Moran. Back to you.
Ashley, thanks so much.
More than 500 women accepted bids from Panhellenic organizations this weekend. With the excitement of bids comes the want to show off your new letters, leading many girls to file through the doors of All That Jazz in downtown Elon. Owner of All That Jazz, Michelle Graybeal says that bid day is something her employees look forward to all year.
Students are super excited about getting in the sororities, and then they immediately come in here, which we love, and that's why we're here. And it makes for, great excitement on our part and everybody else, and we are cranking out stuff as fast as we can so they can have something new to wear right off the bat.
Graybeal says they have already fulfilled more than 100 orders in the past 3 days. And after the break, we have Millsy performing live in studio.
We are now joined by Millsy, and he'll be singing his original song, Numbers, this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Before we let you play us out, that's all the news that we have for you today. Thanks so much for joining us.
For all the news you need to know when we're not on the air, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great week, Elon.
Adam, take it away.
Thank you.
The numbers are my life, and I'm working day and night. Then why do I feel so old? If I wanna make this pay, can't afford to make mistakes. When will I break free from their hold? You say reach the stars, oh, but my arms can only stretch so far. 'Cause I won't let you cage me, I won't fall back down. If you wanna stop me, well, you can leave right now.